Hey. First and foremost, welcome to Off. This is your girl Wally. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you. Here at Off, we just basically speak about what God wants us to speak about, or what we learned in the past week. We learn and we come teach. That's the basics. We learn and we come teach. If you are part of the community, if you're part of the community and you continue to come and watch me and listen to the things I say, thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all that you're doing. Just thank you. Because it matters. As well as I hope it teaches you something, Um, and as you know, today we're here. This is episode 10. 10. But this is episode 10, and the topic for today is, what does choosing peace look like? Now, first and foremost, this is an interesting topic for me. This was very inspiring for me to come and speak about this because I learned a lot, and it helps me do things and be intentional with shaping my life to what God is trying to shape within me so I can become. So, the first question I have on this topic is, how did I get to the point of choosing peace? Because in life, you want to choose peace. You want to go. You don't want to be angry all day. You want to choose peace. So, how did I get to the point of choosing peace? First and foremost, it's not easy. I feel like everybody talk about, oh, just wake up and choose peace, like over chaos. Like, I feel like a lot of people say a whole bunch of things that are just, it seems simple in their mind, but if you ask them how do I have to, how do I do this, I don't think they're able to tell you how you can do it, because technically everybody is different. So for me, how did I get to the point of choosing peace? It started with my sermon that I watch on Sunday. My Pastor Mike McClure Jr. Yes, I've been watching him since last year. But his last sermon that he taught, it was basically saying, let them. That was the topic of let them. So I was like, this was very inspiring. Like, I took good notes to everything. Like, I was like, this is very inspiring. But I notice every time that I do listen to my sermons, I'll I'll get the word, right? And it'll sit with me for like 1 day, 2 day, and like the 3, 4, 5, I'm like, where did it go? So I decided I wanted to be more intentional with choosing how to choose peace, how to be intentional so that I can shape who God is calling me to be. And not for nothing, I heard the mantra. I don't always say it's not a mantra. Father God, give me a better way to say it. I heard the phrase. The phrase was, if you continue to do something for 7 days, it will begin to become a routine. I think I mentioned that in one of my episodes. If you continue to do something out of the ordinary, like for example, if you wake up every morning like, today's gonna be a good day, for 7 days, guess what? You're gonna actually have some good days, because you're training not only yourself, but you're training your mind, your body to know today is gonna be a good day. And not for nothing, you're gonna have a good day. Um, so back to the point, for me, I was basically like, okay, how can I be intentional with let them? Um, he did mention the book. It was a book, it's called the book. The book is called Let Them, because he did mention the book. It's by Mel. I can never remember her last name, but it's by Mel. So I've been listening to the podcast because, no shade in the game, baby. The book, you should buy the book. But for me, I chose to get the audio. I would have preferred to buy the book, but I got the audio. The audio is $1, baby. So if you can't afford to get the book, it's okay. Get the audio and listen to it, because that works too. I thought, like, dang, I ain't gonna grasp everything she's telling me, but I was actually able to grasp everything she was telling me. So, and it shaped a lot, and it helped me. It inspired me to do this video. So that's how I got to the point of choosing peace. The next question is, what does choosing peace actually look like? So for me, like I said, everybody's different. For me, choosing peace, it looks like choosing that small thing that would normally tick you off over going crazy or being upset. Choosing being upset over being at peace, or choosing to give it your energy or to not give it your energy. Like, for example, because I want to use examples. I feel like it's better to use an example. For example, so today, right? So today I was driving and I was in a car and I'm driving. Normally I get upset when people get in front of me. It's a pet peeve of mine. I don't know why. I guess the atmosphere and the environment I live in is different. I feel like when you live some places, right? I feel like it it not consume you, but it's almost as if you don't shape, if you're not shaping where you are, like standing in who you are and shaping who you are, it'll shape you. Anyway, but for me, that was a pet peeve of mine. Like, why are you getting in front of me? Why do I need to let you over? Not knowing when you choose these things, guess what? Those small things that you're choosing to be upset about is not choosing peace. On top of that, when I was listening to the audio of Mel of Let Them, the book, she basically stated how, like, when you're not choosing peace, you're choosing stress. So I had to think, like, dang. So you're trying to tell me each day that I get upset at anything I get upset with is stress? And you had to think about it. Technically it is, because you're giving it your energy. You're stressing about something that you can't control, like she stated. But then I was like, all right, so how can I choose peace? You can get up and use her theory of saying let them and let me. But then I had to think about it. If I did let them and let me, don't get me wrong, it works. But then for me, I'm a person who likes questions and answers. Like, everything I have to make sense to me. So for me, I started asking myself questions. All right, if let them is working, but it's not doing what I needed to do, I started asking myself questions. All right, this person just got in front of me. Why am I mad? Y'all, when I tell you I was stuck, why am I mad that they just got in front of me? Because and y'all, a thought came into my mind. Because it's like they're saying that I can't drive. But who said that? who who said you couldn't drive? And why does them getting in front of you say that you can't drive? What if they can't drive? What if they're new to driving? What if they just needed to get over so they could get off the exit? Y'all, when I started asking myself these questions of why I'm mad, why are you upset, that helped me. That's what helped me choose peace. So asking myself the questions to why helped me choose peace. Because now it's like she said, it's almost as if you have options. You give yourself options of what you can do and how you can control the outcome. So I chose to use the let them and let me theory, but I also chose to use the question so that I can understand. Because for me, if I understand, I'm less likely to go back to it. Because I understood that it didn't make no sense. It's almost as if you're teaching yourself, but it's sticking because you have answers, if that makes sense. Because my brain seems to want answers to the questions. So I ask myself questions. So that's how I choose peace and what it looks like every day for me. If you want more examples, I can most definitely give you guys more examples. But that was an example for me. Like, you got to think about it. Like, okay, let's one more example. Say, for instance, you go outside and you're walking. You're walking and someone decides to not to hold the door for you, knowing that you're right behind them. gonna piss you off because it's like, bro, you see me behind you. But why would that make you upset? What if they didn't see you? So now why are you getting upset? Did they intentionally shut the door on you? Did they push it on you? Why are you upset? You upset? Were they obligated to hold the door for you? No. Why are you upset? There's no reason to be upset. So for me, asking myself the questions to why are you upset? Why? It helped me. So the next question is, how did the let them theory inspire me to ask myself? Well, I answered that. How did it inspire me to ask questions? That was how. Because today, like I said, I went through and the let them theory, and I said let them. I most definitely said let them and let me, but I needed more. So my more was the questions, asking myself the questions. So that's how it inspired me to ask the questions. Um, the next portion was, how does food play a part? Y'all, oh my God. This was one thing that kind of was big for me. And the reason why it was big for me, because lately I've been trying to eat healthy, I've been trying to exercise, I've been trying to do the things that God is calling me to do. And I've been doing it to get closer to God, not knowing the reasons all play a part. You know how God says these things that everything works together? Y'all, when I say that, when I looked this up, it was like a what? Are you is kidding me? I'm gonna share. I think that's gonna be the only thing I'm gonna share that I actually looked up, because it was very intriguing to me. It was like a surprise feeling, and it was like, yeah, like if everybody knew this, they would do it. So I'm gonna show, I'm gonna share what I looked up. The question, when I thought about food, because um I realized that, when you're fasting, it makes you feel better. Like you start being in a better mood, you start feeling better, and I was wondering, like, why, why is that? Because what am I doing differently? Right? So I looked up, does food we put in our body affect how we think? Y'all, what I learned was that yes, it does. It affects how you think, how it affects your mood, it affects how you show up. Y'all. First of all, that in itself is just crazy, because now you got two things against you. You got what you eat that could affect your day, how you think, but you also got choosing peace. And not for nothing, all of it works together. So, say for instance, you wake up and you want to choose peace. Well, guess what? If if you're not eating healthy, if you're not exercising, they're not working together. So it's gonna be very hard for you to show up and do the thing of choosing peace. Or say, for instance, you eating healthy, but you're not being intentional with choosing peace. Y'all, like I said before, it's the God theory that everything works together. So let me share what I uh what I got, the response I got back. The response says yes, very much so. Once again, y'all, I use ChatGPT. If you want to use it, the question I asked once again was, does the food we put in our body affect how we think? The ChatGPT said yes, very much so. What you eat doesn't just feed your body, it shapes your mind, your mood, and your spiritual sensitivity too. That in itself was just like a what? You mean I got two forces against me and I gotta what? It just put what it did for me. It put more in speak. It put more into perspective of why I need to eat healthy, of why I need to work out, of why I need to do the things I need to do to not only stay connected to God, but to stay present. Because when I was reading the book as well, Mel talked about how when you're not choosing peace, what are you choosing? When you're not choosing peace, you're choosing stress. Before we jump ahead, I want to continue to read what I found. So it says here, it says physical. Your brain is built from what you eat. Your brain is built from what you eat. Let's go some more. So it says glucose is from carbs. Your brain runs on glucose, fats, and amino acids. So first and foremost, for me, I do not like I'm a math person. So I'm pretty sure if you're science, you already know this. But I'm a math person. I don't go digging in science and social studies. But anyway, back to it. So imagine your brain it runs off of carbs, fats, and amino acids. So it says so when you eat and you're literally changing the chemistry of your thoughts based on what you eat. So it says foods that tend to support clarity and calm are basically whole fruits, vegetables, healthy fats, protein, and it says foods that can basically cloud or spike your thinking is refined sugar, ultra processed foods, healthy greasy meals, too much caffeine. And it says this is why after some meals you feel clear or grounded, and after others you feel foggy, emotional, restless. That in itself is just like bruh, what? That means you need to change your diet. Not even your diet. You need to change how you eat. Because now you got to think about it. Like she said in the book, how you show up is in your brain. So not only do you have your brain responses based on how you respond, but you also have it based on what you eat. So it says emotional. So this is the emotional portion of it. It says the gut talks to the mind. It says about 90% of serotonin. First of all, I'm pretty sure I messed that word up, but whatever. About 90% of it is made in your gut. Now, the serotonin is your peace chemical. So that's where your peace comes from. It comes from your gut. So your peace comes from your gut. Can you imagine if your peace comes from your gut? Do you know how many people walking around here upset, mad, emotionally unstable? No wonder, because you're not eating healthy. Like that in itself was like a wait, what? Like it was just anyway. So it says so when your gut is inflamed or unbalanced, you may feel anxious, more sensitive to emotions, or heavy in your thoughts. Okay, so now we're going into overthinking. You're telling me my gut, what I put in my body, shapes how I think. So my overthinking is tied to what I eat. Let's continue. So it says it says here across many spiritual traditions, including, fasting, it says lighter eating equals greater awareness, emotional release and clarity, and heavier eating equals groundedness, comfort, but sometimes dullness. So what that basically says in itself is that most of the times we eat a lot because most of the foods make us comfortable. But then you gotta think about it. It's okay for food to make you comfortable in a way, as long as it's healthy. Cause I, yeah, when I heard that, I was so confused. I was saying like, so you're trying to tell me that I could be more happy if I eat healthy? Yeah, and be intentional with choosing peace. Yeah. So the last question I have was, if you are not choosing peace, what are you choosing? That was back to before, like I was saying before. If you're not choosing peace, you're choosing stress, sweetheart. Unfortunately, you're choosing stress. If you're not choosing to be peaceful, you're choosing to be stressful. And let's think about it. It's almost as if you're giving these people the okay to kill you. If you want to be honest, you're giving these people the okay to kill you. Because once again, remember, kills stress kills you. So now so now this is everything that has like brewed up in my mind. So then after I like thought about that, like dang, stress do kill you. And if I'm choosing to be stressed rather than be peace, I'm giving you the okay to say, yeah, go ahead and kill me. What? So now what I what I put in my head to do was every time I feel like I'm about to be upset about something, I be like, no, you ain't finna kill me. You ain't finna kill me. But you gotta think about it. It's like I said, everybody works differently. I feel like her let them theory inspired me to have this phrase of my own of you ain't finna kill me. I get to choose peace because I'm not finna choose chaos and stress myself out. You are I'm not finna do that. But I feel like the book is important. Get the book, y'all. Get the book and listen to it. If you don't want to listen to it, read it. If you don't want to read it, listen. I'm telling you, it is very transformative. It is very transformative. Once again, I said it inspired this video. It most definitely inspired this video, y'all. But that in itself, like I said before, y'all, choose peace. Choose to eat healthy, choose to exercise, and choose peace. Choose to be intentional because stress kills. It kills. And you don't want everybody having that energy to have that energy to knock you off the earth. Like, you don't want nobody to have that power to do that. That's you giving them that power. Like, hey, yeah, I give you that. I give you the energy or the power to cause me stress that could potentially kill me. Yeah. Like, what? No. No. So that's what I learned today. I'm pretty sure I know for a fact that this video helped somebody because it helped me. Like, what? I'm giving you what? No. No. In Jesus' name, no. No. But God bless y'all. I hope y'all have a good day. Like I said before, I hope this video helps someone. And if it didn't, that's okay too. Choose peace, y'all. It's Wally. And I'm out.